I'm just a ghost. I have no face. Hey guys, sorry I'm a little delusional today, and that doesn't really make it different from any other day. But today is different because I would like to welcome you to Mother vs. Daughter. Unfortunately, I am alone today because I had previous obligations with plans. She had previous plans with some in-laws. As for Mom and Amber, they had to go eat dinner. I'll tell you what I do have. Never leave home without them. Smell the aroma of grease and fat and carbs. Smells like heaven. And it tastes scrumptious too. Anyway, I'm just gonna hang out with myself and you guys. And these guys. I was thinking of things to talk about. And first, no topics crossed my mind. And then lots of topics crossed my mind. And then no topics crossed my mind again. So, I guess I could bring up Valentine's Day. How was everyone's Valentine's Day? I know mine was good. I got to put together some outtakes from our Mother vs. Daughters Valentine dipped in chocolate episode. It's probably my favorite, only because it's dipped in chocolate. My husband got me what I requested. Remember the chocolate and more chocolate? I got 2 boxes of chocolate. I know what you're thinking, and I did get a card, and he did write a little lovely note inside. Oh, I love him so much. He's so fresh. Totes fresh, y'all. For those of you who don't know what that means, it means totally precious. This is the card I got. To my wonderful wife, this Valentine's Day, I thought you would enjoy a touching card. So where would you like me to start? I don't know why. Why will you get so inappropriate on the show? Come on. But you have to admit, the card is touching, isn't it? That joke was original. Now, I know what you're all thinking again. Shell, your husband is so amazing. I hope you got something for him. Well, ladies and gentlemen, cousins and aunts and uncles and loved ones and friends and sister friends and sisters and moms and dads and dogs and maybe cats. I don't even really like cats. I baked him a cake. A whole cake all to himself. A whole heart attack waiting to happen. But it's delicious. So what I did really quick, just for those of you who are like, oh, how did you make your recipe? Well, I went to the store and I found a yellow cake mix by a certain Betty. I love baking with her. A little too much. It's actually Betty Crocker. And then I was at the frosting section and I found this frosting, and then there was these packets of flavoring. So I picked out an orange packet. So once it was mixed, I took, I've got this special utensil that's meant for spreading frosting. It's called a butter knife. Let's just call it what it is, Michelle. Anyway, I used this utensil and I scooped a majority of the frosting over the cake in a line shape so that it's easier to spread that way. If you put it in one big clump, you have to start from that clump and work your way out. But if you do it in a line, then you just kind of have to work your way in this motion, and it will start to smooth the frosting. So you work your way in the middle. I guess this could actually be a legitimate tip right here. If there's ever a legitimate tip coming from me on this show, this would be it. But you take your knife. how conveniently we've left one by the cake so I can show you. You take your knife like so, and you go back and forth in little strokes, gently, over the frosting, down the middle. And then you go to the side, and you go to the other side, and you just kind of back and forth, making your strokes bigger and bigger as you spread the frosting. And it will actually be smooth, and it won't rip your cake up. I am not a baker or a cook at all, but there is one thing I don't mess around with, and that is definitely the frosting on my cakes. Oh. What the? How did that even happen? So next I would like to talk about how it's a long weekend for both us Americans and you Canadians. Here in the US of A, for those Canadians who aren't sure what that means, it stands for United States of America. It is President's Day. And in Canada, I guess it's Family Day. They were just letting me know this. My family, ironically, who's not here right now, was letting me know that it's Family Day tomorrow. Cosette was saying she actually gets the day off of work because it's Family Day. But for me, it's Family Day every day. Aww. It probably would be a good time for me to translate a couple things, because I know we have a multicultural crowd watching this. What I mean is people from multiple countries. We have people from America, and people from Canada, and maybe someone from Italy. I don't know anyone in Italy, so I don't. If somebody who's watching this, it would be weird because I don't know them. I guess I'll just start with the most obvious of translations, and that is the Canadian word "a." Now, a lot of Americans get confused with this one. They think that it's just a useless word with no meaning. Au contraire, mon frère. A lot of Americans from different states say huh. Not like huh, which there's a lot of that too, but like huh. Technically, there's never an exact translation, but with a, huh is the closest thing. My first example, so you can understand this translation, will be regarding something like these chips. Hey Dan, these chips sure are delicious, huh? Too bad this is my bag. You'll have to get your own. Sucker. Hey Dan, these chips sure are delicious, eh? Would you like one? I said one. My second example is going to be using temperature, because then this will segue into me being able to explain the difference between American temperature and Canadian temperature. 57 degrees. Kind of cool outside, huh? (14°C). It's hot out, eh? Hey Mom, sisters, let's get our shorts and t-shirts on and go to the lake. Americans use Fahrenheit to measure their temperature, whereas Canadians use Celsius. When you heard me say 57 degrees for the American example, that was 57 Fahrenheit, which equals about 14°C in Canadian. It was the same temperature. Next, I would like to translate some specific terms or phrases or words that either party may use that the other may not understand. Sometimes Canadians say "aboot." What they're trying to say is "about." Since there's no real way to translate this, I thought I would just give you some examples of the way these are used in a sentence so that you can decipher the difference. For example, see if you can tell the difference. It's a boot to rain, eh? I see you got a boot, eh? Oh, yeah, I actually have two boots, so you mean, you got boots. That's what I said. You got a boot, eh? Boots. There's two of them. The way to singularize that is by saying I have one pair of boots, but even then, the term boots is still plural. Either way, those boots are nice, eh? Oh, thanks. You Canadians are so nice. Oh my gosh, but they're kind of weird, huh? Canadians. Now, if you guessed in the first example that I was meaning the word about, you were correct. Give yourself a pat on the back. But if you thought I was talking about boots in the first example, you were wrong. The next term I'm going to translate is the Americans' heck of. You may have heard this term in such phrases such as, whoa, that girl can eat a heck of chips. Or, holy smokes, that girl is hecka weird, y'all. Now for you Canadians, again, there's no exact translation, but generally the term is used to mean a lot. So you could say, whoa, that girl can eat a lot of chips. Or, that girl is crazy a lot. Now for those of you who are confused, I was born and raised a Canadian, but I am now married to an American and living in the US. I do have an American passport that does state I am a United States citizen. Oh. And that's why I know so much. Or, I have hecka knowledge. Oh, these are almost all done. A poutine is a Canadian dish in which you start with some French fries, and then you go to cheese. Then you top it off with a bunch of warm gravy. Perfect for those cold winters and those cold falls and their cold summers and springs. Some things that Americans have that Canadians don't would be things like Target, Carl's Jr., or heat waves. Some things that Canadians have that Americans don't are things like all-dressed chips, caramel chocolate bars, and Manners. So if you're a Canadian planning on going to the US or an American citizen planning on going to Canada anytime soon, I would suggest just not. It's way too hard trying to cross these languages over. It's taken me many years and a lot of ridicule and people making fun of me, and I've had to cry many times to myself in the dark corner quietly so nobody could hear me. I mean, safe travels to ya! So that has been another educational version of Mother vs. Daughters, just without the mother and a couple of the daughters. Just me and my empty bag of chips. So on that note, thank you so much for watching. Oh, Canada, our home and native land. Oh, where something hard we see sunrise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.